Hi everyone. You would have been to a lot of shops and a lot of online stores and you would have seen that the prices of a lot of products they end with a 99. You would have thought to yourself that why is it so? Why do prices end in a 99? In this video I will be answering this question of yours. Hi, I am Darpan Saxena from Super Heuristics and let's get on with the video. Now I saw this photograph from one of the Apple launches, and if you can see that even there the pricing is ending with a 99. So for example, instead of pricing the iPhone XR at a $600 they have priced it at a $599, and instead of having the iPhone 11 at a $700 they have priced it at a $699. So we can see that even a brand like Apple involves itself in a pricing tactic like this one. And it's not just about a brand like Apple. In fact, I use an app called Evernote, and if you see that even there, the pricing it ends with a 99. Now, first of all, it is very important for us to understand that what is the history of this kind of pricing and when was it adopted. You would be surprised to know that the history of this pricing is not from the field of marketing. In fact, the story is quite complex. The story is that back in the early 1900s, the shop owners they changed their pricing from $1 to $0.99 and say for example from $5 to $4.99. And the reason for this was that so that their cashiers who were their employees they do not pocket this entire amount. So when the product is priced at a $4.99, then he will have to for sure open the cash register and will always have to return back that 1 cent. Hence, if you realize that the history of this kind of pricing is because of simple accountability and nothing else. Surprising, isn't it? And eventually this kind of pricing style it got adopted by various organizations, and it's not just the Apple iPhone which uses a pricing strategy like this one, it is also the Apple Fruit which uses the same kind of pricing. Now there is obviously a psychological effect which is important when we speak about this kind of pricing, and that psychological effect which happens in our minds is called the left digit effect. Now this effect is very simple. Whenever you see a price, you always start to read from the left to right. So for example, when you read a price like this, you are reading 499. If you're reading a price like this, you will read 3, then the point, then 0, 0. Effectively, what happens is that whichever thing is at the leftmost, it gets a lot of emphasis. Because of which, when you see these prices, you are actually being fixated at the 5, at the 4, at the 3 and at the 2. So effectively here, if you see, you will have this impression that in reality, this price is at least rupees 100 more than the price over here, and therefore this price seems to be a lot more cheaper when in reality it is not. So hence this is the effect which happens when you see a price like 99. Now, since I explained to you that it is about the leftmost digit, you would ask that is it important for the price to end with a 9? Well, the fact is that no, it is not important that the price has to end with a 9. In fact, the price can end at a 5, it can also end at a 3, it can also end at anything else. And in fact, at a lot of places, you would see that the price actually ends with a 5 or with a 7. For example, I use a hosting called the Bluehost, and if you see the pricing, then you would see that instead of pricing it at a $14, they have priced it at $13.95, and here the price ends with a 5 instead of a 9. So yes, it could be a 5 at the end, it could be a 7 at the end, it could be a 3 at the end, it could be a 4 at the end. It's fine. The important thing is that the leftmost factor has to change. Finally, you would also want to know that is there any study which proves that yes, it does have any impact on the sales? Then yes, we do have a study. In fact, we have a study from the year 96 wherein Robert M. Schindler and Thomas M. Kibarian, they conducted this study where they realized that when we use a price ending which ends with a 99, then it sees an increased consumer sales. So effectively, if you price your products with a 99 price ending, you would see far more sales, or I should say that you would see more sales than what you would have seen had the prices ended with a 00. Now, how exactly they had executed this experiment? So they had an entire audience. Let me just draw this audience out for the sake of it. And they split this audience into two groups, group 1 and group 2. To the first group, they shared with them a catalog which had all the prices with 00 price endings. Whereas to the group 2, they shared the catalog which had the price endings as 99. Now what they realized after doing all of this is that the sales from this catalog were almost 8% higher than the sales of this catalog. And not just in terms of the dollar values, in fact, even in terms of the volume, the absolute quantity, the sales were much higher over here. Now, I have explained this entire study in my blog post, which you should go and read after you finish this video. I will share the link of that blog post at the end of the video. So, as you can see that the impact on sales was as high as almost 8 percentage points. Finally, one last thing. Does this kind of a price ending always work? So what I mean to ask you is that if suppose you end your price with a 9, will it always help in increasing the sales? Well, the answer to this is no, it will not help you. I will not explain you why is it so, but I will give you a hint. If suppose the price ends at a 13.95, it will surely help you. So if the original price was $14 and if you change it to the price I spoke about, then yes, it will help you. However, suppose the price was at $5.5 and you change it to say $5.45, then this will not help you. Or I will share another example with you. Suppose the price is at rupees 500 and if you change the price to rupees 499, then this will help you. However, if the price is at say rupees 550 and if you change the price to rupees 545, then this will not help you as much as it would have helped you here. You need to think that why is it so? Why will this price not help you? Now, I would want you to go to my blog and read this article where I've explained all of these things in far more detail. And I would want you to answer this thing, that why and in which certain circumstances with this kind of pricing will not work. Please share your answers in the comments below. I will be waiting to answer it soon. Thank you.